Hello and welcome to Wired In. I'm Diana Galata, Executive Director of Public Relations and Marketing for Hampton City Schools. I'm so excited today because I am joined by Livia Stovall, who is the principal of Armstrong School for the Arts. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So first off, let's get to know a little bit about you. I think you've spent maybe your whole career in Hampton City Schools. So tell us about the career path that led you to become the principal of Armstrong School for the Arts.
Well, I'm so glad you asked me that question. I am a native of Hampton City Schools. I graduated in 1976 from Hampton High School, go Crabbers. And in 1980, I graduated from Hampton Institute, which is now university. My first 9 years I spent as a teacher of emotionally disturbed children at Spratly Junior High and Booker Elementary School. And then in 1987, I was recruited as an elementary school guidance counselor. At that time, the state of Virginia had a grant to train elementary teachers at 100% free tuition to become elementary school guidance counselors. And I was in that first group of elementary school guidance counselors. There were 24 of us who obtained master's degrees to become elementary guidance counselors in 1989. I remained in that position for 9 years at Tucker Caps and Smith Elementary, and then in 1998 I had obtained my endorsement in supervision and administration and became an assistant principal at Wythe Elementary School. I remained there for 4 years as an assistant principal, then went to Aberdeen for 1 year, and then in 2003 I became the principal at Lee Elementary School. I remained there until Lee closed, and in 2010, when Lee Elementary closed, I was transferred to Armstrong School for the Arts, and it has been an amazing career for me.
Well, you've been all over the district then, it sounds like, all over the division.
Yes.
So Armstrong School for the Arts won a pretty prestigious award this year, Armstrong's been named a National Blue Ribbon School. Huge honor. Tell us a little bit about that award.
Well, Armstrong was selected as a National Blue Ribbon School for 2014 by the U.S. Department of Education. There were 7 votes. Each state has a number of votes, and Virginia had 7 votes. There were 7 schools nominated from Virginia, and we were one of the 7. And just as an aside, there are 1,775 schools in Virginia, and there were 48 schools that qualified to be exemplary high-performance schools, and of the 48, we were selected as one of the 7. And there were 287 schools and 50 private schools, and out of the whole United States, overseas, DOD schools. It was just an amazing opportunity to be with those people who have been selected as a National Blue Ribbon School. And it all can be attributed to Armstrong being a high-performance school, the families, the students, the staff, just amazing. Whatever needs to be done, they get it done, even if it takes them on the weekends or Saturdays. Even though I tell them we work hard, we play hard, but they take their time to make sure that everything's done right. And Armstrong has always been a high-performance school, and so we wanted to continue that legacy for the school.
So the process is not easy. Once you are selected or you get one of the 7 votes, I understand there was a committee that included teachers.
Yes.
Did it also include parents?
Yes.
And so tell me about that process and the work that went into earning the award beyond the academic achievement.
Well, the committee was pulled together in January of 2014. When I first got the email saying that we were nominated, I pulled together a group of teachers, my leadership team, and parents, and I told them to write like their hair was on fire. We knew we had to describe everything that we know that we do, because we had the good scores, but we had to make sure that we made it so that everybody could know exactly what we did at Armstrong. And that process took us from January until March when the packet was due. And they did. The narrative was about 20 pages. Wow. And we had to spell out everything and identify how the staff works together. The parents always have over 100% participation in PTA on a daily basis, you can see at least 20 parents come into school to volunteer for something, to help out in the classroom, to help a student one-on-one, or just to come in and visit with their child. So it's always a full group of people at Armstrong daily.
And that parent involvement is very important.
Yes, it is.
So you and Nancy Eason, who was an instrumental part of the process, returned recently from DC from I guess it was a national celebration or recognition. So tell me a little bit about the experience that you and Nancy had in DC.
Oh, it was an amazing experience. When we got to DC, we went and checked in, and then we went over to where the conference was being held. And just to be surrounded by other people who were coming for the same thing that we were coming for, it was nice to be able to just rub elbows, get to know others, exchange email addresses, and talk about the story of how your school became a National Blue Ribbon School, and to hear that it all was the same sentiment. Working together, wonderful staff, excellent students is how they did it. And everybody working together, that we all talked about our villages that we have surrounding us to make our schools successful. And Nancy and I came back with even more of a commitment to make the Blue Ribbon story heard throughout the community, to see if we could even have other schools become interested in becoming a National Blue Ribbon School. Because you can earn the award two ways. One, for exemplary high achievement, and the other one by reducing achievement gaps by 10%. So that's an avenue that we want to pursue with our division to see if anyone else is interested, and we can help them, mentor them through that process.
So tell me a little bit about Armstrong School for the Arts. What makes it different from other elementary schools in the area?
Well, Armstrong's is different from other elementary schools because our focus daily is on arts integration. So instead of just talking about a famous American, they may do a play, they may have a puppet show, they may even dress up like that famous American. So it's not an additional thing for staff to do, it's an additional layer, but it's a natural part of the curriculum. We implement the same Hampton City Schools curriculum, it's just the rigor at Armstrong is 80% pass rate is the expectation. And because we're a fundamental school, we have been a fundamental for over 30 years. The name has been changed, but still the same high rigor and high level expectations are the same.
So if I had an elementary student, how would I go about applying for Armstrong?
Well, you have to be a resident of Hampton, and then come in to the school and go on the wait list. And then we take wait list students one at a time. We don't separate families. So if we don't have a spot for siblings who are in different grade levels, we have to go on to the next student. But it is first come, first serve. And we try to, we're very inclusive, try to make sure we take care of everybody.
And when does that process begin? In the spring?
All year long.
Okay.
We take students all year long and try to keep the classes at a capacity of 24 per grade level, per class.
So if I had a 4-year-old interested in coming in kindergarten, when's a good time to put that child on the list?
August that they are getting ready to turn 5 is when you could come put that student on the list to hopefully to be accepted into Armstrong. But the list they're getting pretty full now. So I encourage parents to come as soon as they think about it, because even if we have to tell them, well, we won't be able to consider you now, but at least they'll know what the process is like, and that we don't try to discourage anyone from coming to our school.
Great. So is there anything else that you'd like to share about Armstrong School for the Arts today?
Just that I have had an amazing journey in Hampton City Schools, always being nurtured by superintendents and regional directors and executive directors who have just had my interest as a principal to just make sure that I'm doing the best that I can. Had Dr. Mildred Sexton, Dr. Pat Leary, and now Dr. Raymond Haynes, who just have mentored me in my quest towards excellence. And I've been fortunate to be at Armstrong, where the staff has just, I tell them all the time, when I count my blessings, I count them twice, because they're an excellent group of people to work with. We're a family. The students, I love to stand at the front door in the mornings to get my hugs. The parents realize that I'm approachable. They come and talk to me about whatever concerns they have. It's just a win-win situation all the way around. It's a place when people say, you love to go to work. I said, I love to go to work. So it is a wonderful place, and our door is always open, so anyone wants to come by for a visit or just to see the school, I always enjoy doing that.
And the last time I visited, the students actually sang for me, so it is a fun place to visit for sure.
Yes.
Well, thanks for coming in today and telling us a little bit about the Blue Ribbon Award, and congratulations to you and your staff and your students and your community members. As a division, we're very proud. As you've said earlier, this is something that brings pride to the division as a whole, so
Yes.
we're very proud of everyone at Armstrong, and we really appreciate you coming today.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for watching Wired In. Have a great week.